Um, Sorry, I'm trying to figure out this. This is very new to me, but I'm gonna try something, just for the sake of seeing, um, if I'm alone in this or what. But does anybody else recognize just how genuinely batshit everything that's going on is right now? Does anybody else? It's like I want to, like, mention specifically like all the things that are going on, but there's just so many at this point. Um, it's like it reminds me of like a body going septic, where you have like a wound and you don't treat it, and eventually it just ends up with you dying. I feel like the body in this case would be all of humanity. Like we are just speed running, doing everything the people that came before us tried to warn us not to do, I guess. I don't know. It just. I thought my hair made me look like a crazy person, but I don't think this hat does me any favors either. No. So, Hamas killed like what? 1,200 people? Horrible. Yeah, boo, boo, boo. But then you find out that Israel is funding Hamas. And then you find out that Israel has killed over 73,000 people. And they're like, all our politicians can do is throw more freaking money at them and say Israel has the right to defend itself. Dude, just did the math, and they've killed more than 60 times what Hamas killed. Hamas did it with their dollars anyways. But my point is, I feel like that's, between that and the fact that everyone is just so gung-ho for Trump, it seems. I feel like I don't know if everyone's stupid or if they're trying to make us feel like everyone is stupid and that the people that can see it are just helpless. I don't know if that's like crazy to think, but I mean, come on, it's at some point you can only call them conspiracy theories for so long when they're doing this to us actively. And then you've got the shit with the Epstein files, where every single Republican was like, we gotta release the files, we gotta release the files. And now they're all in charge. They are in charge of the government. And they just won't. And then they release the files, and they have a list of all the victims' names that says victims' names, redact this, and they don't. And then they have a list of all the people that were banging these children and eating these children, and they redact those fucking names. What are we doing here? What are we doing here? I mean, am I stupid? Am I crazy? Am I missing something? And then everybody's just like, oh man, if only we could do something. And then you have ICE out here shooting people like dogs in the streets. Then you see yesterday, Kansas made it to where they're taking away or delegitimizing the licenses and birth certificates of trans people after earlier this year the administration, or was it last year? I don't know, it all blends together at this point. The administration made it to where they couldn't get passports, and you need one of those to vote. So now, a couple months before midterm elections, suddenly they're effectively making it impossible for an entire minority group to vote, an entire minority group which would very likely go against everything they stand for. They're saying they're going to have ICE at the polls. The people that are shooting us in the streets. The polls keep saying that nobody's approving this, and yet they're saying that everything is approved and everybody loves them in our economy. The Dow has gone over 50,000. Jeez, I mean, I just, what are we doing? And then this morning we bomb Iran with Israel? And then Israel is saying, no. It was a defective explosive. No, it was an airstrike, dude. You airstriked an elementary school. Don't say, oh, it was the terrorists. It was an elementary school. What the hell were those kids doing to you? Our tax dollars, if you're in America, or if you're in Israel, our tax dollars this morning killed like 85 children And that's the least heinous thing that has been done. Which, not to minimize it, why am I paying taxes? Why am I paying taxes? I don't have health care. I just... And I feel like you talk to people and they just want to bring up, well, in the 90s, people were over-sexualized too, or well, Obama, just stupid shit. Like, can we just have a conversation and actually, like, look at what is going on and address it and try to figure out some plan to better manage this? Because we're getting to a point where we're not, we're already past the point where words just aren't going to work. I mean, you are going out here, and everyone who's protesting, they're calling terrorists. Anyone who's anti-fascist is terrorists. Or are terrorists. What are we doing? And I don't know if I made a Free Palestine comment, and I've had people even track down my videos and like put all these heinous comments. Some of them I've deleted, some of them I haven't. Just stupid stuff, man. Like, are they bots? Are you just stupid? Are you just evil? I don't get it. I fundamentally just cannot process what it is that I'm watching unravel before me, other than the fact that I don't like it and I want to stop it, but I can't. But also, like, I feel like that, I don't know. It's difficult because we're specifically raised sort of like cattle. I mean, directly like cattle. They want an effective workforce, because that's what keeps capitalism going. But because of that, we might be able to educate ourselves to the point to where we can notice the flaws in the system, like what is inherently wrong. But I feel like there's such a disconnect with the people that try to get to that point and the people that just are the general public. And then even if you do get to that point, it's still very difficult to figure out, like, okay, well, what do we do about it? And so far, nothing's being done. And something needs to be done. And I feel like so many people are just feigning just helplessness. I mean, not to be like violent, but let's be real. The entire point of the Second Amendment was, if the majority of the people that are making up this country do not agree with how it's being run, got to be able to do something about it. I don't know. But also, they got freaking drones. They just signed a thing with ChatGPT that they're going to be building AIs to just assassinate people, essentially. I mean, and I don't know. I feel like I talk to people, but like it's just people in my circle, and I'm curious what the general consensus is, or if there are other people that are dealing with this or have better ideas of processing / handling it. I don't know. I'm and just for the sake of covering my bases, I'm not suicidal. I'm depressed, but I'm not suicidal. I'm so if I end up in some weird car accident, yeah, my car is in great condition. I bring it to the shop often. Yeah, it's ridiculous. I mean, they teach you about these things in school. Like, we learned about World War II and all the things, well, not all, and all the things leading up to it, but now you look back and see all the things that led up to it in retrospect as 2020 or whatever. But they always framed it as if, like, this is the stuff that happened, and we did it so that we could move on from it, and now everything's better, you know? Like Martin Luther King Jr. He came in, he solved racism, and then the last racist person shot him, but we put him in jail, so now everything's good. But they never really framed the things that we were learning as this happened, therefore it could happen to you. And now we're seeing the exact same things that happened in World War II happen to us, and nobody can... So many people just refuse to recognize it, or are like, oh, well, if you're doing what you're supposed to, then don't worry about it. Seriously? They're shooting people. I mean, just on the premise of that, regardless of what you feel about morality or not, like the entire premise of our entire legal system is based on everyone gets due process. That's a constitutional thing. It doesn't matter if you're from any other country. It doesn't matter if you've done horrible things. You get due process. And things like immigration, which aren't even like felonies or anything. I mean, it's just a misdemeanor. I'm pretty sure. They're just shooting people for. They're just end of your life. People that are protesting it that say, hey, maybe let's not do that. They're like, screw you, and they shoot them too. I don't know. It's probably not a great idea to post this. I'm sorry to anyone who is disappointed in what I have to say, but I have to say it nonetheless, and I'm tired of pretending like I don't, or trying to avoid it for the sake of other people's comfort. And I'm tired of trying to have conversations with people, because I have conversations with people and all they want to do is interrupt and bring up bullshit points that are unrelated to what I'm trying to tell you. I'm trying to tell you... Shit, what am I trying to tell you? We're screwed.